will come off. It must be put over the entire penis, and it must be put on when...
House is an epic story, but about a very simple thing. It's about the relationship between a young boy, Homer Wells, and an older gentleman, Dr. Larch. Homer Wells resides in a place where orphans stay, and it just deals with the relationship of these two people, also their relationship to other folk that come into their lives, and what John Irving has been brilliant enough to do is to capture the essence of the time. It talks about migration. It talks about love, talks about the absence of love, the presence of love, talks about family.
Basically, it comes down to orphans, abortions, fathers and sons, and holding on to secrets to protect people's feelings.
Is there anything you'd like to ask me? About anything?
Why don't you have a girlfriend? Why don't you even seem interested?
This was not the question Homer had been expecting. He's just everything. He is an orphan who was abandoned by his parents, and he ends up living his whole childhood at the orphanage that he was left at. And he, through the course of his being there, his mentor, Dr. Larch, decides to teach him to be a doctor. And along the way, in becoming a doctor, he learns how to deliver babies, but he also learns how to perform abortions. And the main conflict of the play is whether or not Homer decides whether that's morally right for him to perform those abortions or not.
David Howie has just been a learning experience. Just watching him work every day and seeing what he brings to the table and his professionalism has been a complete, role model for me and for the rest of the cast. And it kind of grounds you when you see his work and makes you want to work harder to achieve his level of success.
Dr. Larch, he founded the orphanage. And he's a doctor. He trained as a doctor at Harvard Medical School. I suppose we're talking about the late 19th century. And he became an abortionist as well as an obstetrician. So as we keep saying in the play, he delivers babies into the world and he delivers mothers too.
We did not sit down and say I was going to direct this way, you were going to direct that way. We said there would probably be some common language as we proceed through. Whatever they would be, we would go with. But Cromie is a very intelligent, very charismatic, and a strong director. And he's had his hand, and I've had my hand. And we've not done a lot of talking about that, strangely enough. The stage management, the two young ladies who are stage managing, and our ADs are extremely team-oriented, and we are seemingly working along with this thing without too many bumps in the road.
Well, Merriam is like the biggest show here for stage management students,
Mm-hmm.
and both Danielle and I, since sophomore, junior year, were like,
We wanted the Merriam.
we're probably going to get the Merriam.
And it just was really nice that they decided to do a two-part show because we both now had the experience to actually work in the Merriam. So when we found out they actually were doing a two-part series and then we'd be collaborating together, we've never really done that before too at the university, having two stage managers on a show. So that's the first time I think they've ever done that in the Merriam, which is pretty awesome that we were the first ones that they trusted that would be able to do it.
The Merriam is awesome. I mean, there is just so, standing on the stage and looking up and seeing 1,000 or so seats and thinking I'm going to be here, and I have to capture everyone's attention, and it's awe-inspiring. It fills you with that feeling of this is why I'm an actor. This is why I was drawn to theater in the first place.
There is a stage manager who's calling the show in the booth, the sound operators, there are two of them who are also the sound designers, the light board operator. We have 3 fly crews, 1 deck who runs the Traveler, which is also technically fly.
Yeah.
We have 3 crew members, 2 ASMs, 5 wardrobe,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
house manager, box office manager, two spot ops.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this production. The thing I'm most excited about is something that happens both for the audience and for the actors, and that's the opportunity to see and have the patience and have of watching over the course of 6 or so hours the story unfold, and giving a chance for Jamie Foreman and Kelly Gates and David Howie, along with the other actors, have a chance to develop characters over a 6-hour period, when normally they would have that opportunity only over 2 hours, that kind of thing. And the same goes for the audience, to be able to see a richer, fuller story with many more details and events that they wouldn't ordinarily see, in 2 hours traffic.